Hey everybody, it's Monster back again with Opus Gaming, and I'm here today to bring you guys a little bit of playtesting between me and my teammate Muchi. I'm on Red Luffy, and this is a little bit older of a list. This is before I was playing like the Helmeppos and things like that. But if you guys want to see a Red Luffy deck profile from me and see all the weirdness that I'm playing and hear a little bit of why, drop a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll drop that later this week. But my teammate is on a green Captain Kid deck, and these are just two decks that we don't play all too often. So we're just doing a little bit of playtesting after the tournament, hanging out and stuff, broadening our own knowledge of the general meta game. So if you guys like what I'm doing and if you guys have been seeing my content, drop a sub down below, leave a like as we kind of get into the match. And if you guys see anything or have any questions or anything, drop a comment down below. I love conversing with you guys and kind of chit-chatting back and forth. So let me know. But at this point, I'm switching to the side of my life here because we have a glare point on that right side. So I'm trying to keep everything as clear as possible. So I think I'm starting. That's why Muchi Mulligan put out his life and then he pointed at me. So here we go. Dawn time 1. And the reason I kept my hand is because I for sure have that starter right. So for me, the starter right now is going to be the in 2 years. I can play that even though we saw the Nami in hand. And a lot of times red decks will play that Nami just to have a body to swing next turn. But with the Luffy deck, a lot of the way I play it, and you'll see it in pretty much all my videos, is that I use my rush characters as kind of a point and I follow up. So he just really quickly goes to 2 Dawn, taps 1, plays Bonnie, and it's back to my turn on 3 Dawn. So I'm on 3. I picked up the Sanji last turn, so that's going to be the point of this attack here. So tap 2 or swing 5 at leader first, try to get a poke in there. I always like to swing low to high, even especially with the rushers, because it doesn't matter if you swing with your leader. So it's tap 2, play out Sanji, and then I have the Nami in hand, so I tap 1, play Nami, activate leader effect, activate Nami effect. Sanji goes to 6k, gains rush, and I swing 6. He takes the damage, and it passes back to his turn. He goes up Dawn, up to 4, and he's going to be contemplating what to do here. Does he try to clear my board by like tapping 2 for a Nekomamushi to attack into everything, or does he try to set up a board for himself? Does he tap his Jewelry Bonnie to try to conserve himself a little bit of life? I think there's a lot of avenues that you can go here, but attach 1, swing 6 onto my Sanji so that I have to counter with 2 cards in hand, and I'm not going to do that. So Sanji dies, and we tap 3 for Okiku. That makes my board pretty vulnerable. He can really get in on my board if I don't put out some a little bit of bait, essentially. So that's what I do right away is I tap 1, play the Nami. Hopefully he sees the Nami as a bigger threat because she's easier to make an attacker, and I know that that's a pretty big deal for a lot of people, but we'll see. I want to keep the Nami that lets me reattach Dawn all throughout the game. I don't want to lose her at all, so that would be a pretty big hit. But the Nami Searcher finds the Zoro, and that's perfect because now Zoro is going to be the point of this attack. So we poke with 5 just to pull a card out of his hand. That's a Momonosuke, so now he has less search. And we tap 3 for Zoro. Activate leader, activate Nami skill as usual. Zoro goes from 5 to 7, and this is going to be a pretty meaningful attack. He goes from 3 life down to 2 life here. He sees a card, it might be a trigger, but he doesn't trigger it just because he doesn't have the card to play, and then pass turn. So going back over to the Captain Kid here, he dons up to 6 Dawn on this turn, and his goal here is definitely going to be to kill my board. I think my goal with him on 2 life is going to be to like keep my board at all costs. So we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a 6k swing into Zoro to tap the good Nami. The bait did not work. If I have it, yep, gotta counter out of that right away. He has his Captain Kid. It can swing twice. That would be sketchy. So we'll see how he proceeds. I think that he's going to tap the Jewelry Bonnie to try to pick up cards so that he can survive better against me, but we'll see. Just because like at that point you sack the Jewelry Bonnie in the early game to try to find one in the mid game so that I have to attack into that at least one time. Even if it is with like a Nami, that's just one card that can't get Dawn onto it to push 5 at your face. So he swings 7 instead at my Zoro, and he swings his Bonnie into my Nami. 1k into 1k. I'm on 2 cards in hand, and I choose to, counter with the Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo is a blocker. I would have just blocked that attack, so essentially it worked the same out of hand. And I'm down to 1 card in hand, and then Tsunami, so I did all that to keep the cards that I have on board because I want this turn to be a meaningful attacking turn because I have the opportunity to do so. So Dawn. I start my turn with a bait attack for sure. It's going to be the Nami into the Jewelry Bonnie. See how this goes. I don't think I have the extra Dawn to make... Oh, I swing 5 at leader. instead. Just pull the card out of hand. It's just really easy. I could have made it a bigger swing. I have this habit of not untapping my leader all the time, so sorry about that. He's untapped right now, but swinging 2 into the body. He's going to block with the 4K just so he can keep the 4K body on board, and I think that's really smart. Definitely going to be swinging with my Luffy next, so we'll see what happens if I just swing 5. I doubt that with the cards that I have in hand. Oh, wow. So, and he takes it. That is actually crazy. So I swung 5 leader. He takes it. Tap 2 for the Sanji. Activate leader. Activate Nami. Make Sanji 6. Attach an active to make Sanji 7. And I'm swinging. I'm actually surprised that I keep swinging at lead here. But I guess, honestly, clearing the board doesn't do anything for me just because I want him to... I don't care about his character cards. So I want him to be putting cards on the board so he doesn't have cards in hand to counter. I can't believe that 7K just went through as well. Tap 1, right, to play out the Nami. Activate Nami. This is the last card I have in hand. So now all this Don is going on to Nami. So it's going to be 4 Don total onto Nami. Make her a 5K swinger and attack. I don't mind attacking like this because I do have my standing Nami in this situation, right? Even though he has an Okiku, my goal here is to take the blocker away from him. So his top deck, was that a 2K counter? I couldn't really tell. But he's resetting everything, going up to what it looks like 2, 4, 6, 8 Don. He is in a rough position because he's on 0 life. I don't think he had to go down to 0 this turn if he would have like rested the Bonnie, but we shall see. Swinging 6 into my Sanji here, resting down my Nami. I think this turn he can definitely clear my board if he fully commits into my board. And a really good, so I'm out of cards in hand, fully committed to the offensive. And in this situation, taking away all of my cards in hand, putting a blocker on, the only thing he has to worry about is me top decking Diablo Jambe. He won't swing into my life at all, so he's not giving me any extra cards. So honestly, he's not in a bad position here. It just costs him a little bit extra to fully clear my board because it's 1K into 1K. And then 4K into 1K. He's gonna have to tap 3, toss one of the dead cards, whether it's a 7 or an 8 cost kid. Because I just think clearing board here is just, it just has to be the most important thing. It's just puts you in a position where you can live, because he's taken so much damage because he got so little counter out of life. Tap 3, we're gonna pitch a Straw Sword, swing 5 into the Nami. And then tap 2. Attach 1 onto the killer, and then pass turn. So that's, yeah, I would say that's probably the best that you can do in that type of situation. Resend, and then I just go to 9. I top deck the Shank, so he can't block with his killer because he's 2K. And then it's 11K with my leader effect. 1 Don on him. But yeah, can't counter out of it. He's got, he had only a 2K and a 1K. So really, really rough game for the kid just because he didn't really see any of his pieces. He didn't search, but it was really interesting kind of seeing how you can commit to the board with red and kind of come back, or not come back, but if you just commit to the board and just commit to the aggro, that's kind of your defense too, because he never hit my life. I defended my character cards one time to put one huge investment on the board, and then that was kind of just enough, right? He never made it to the higher Dawn turns where he wanted to be able to drop the 8 cost kid, essentially, because I would have just died to that if he was able to board it in that type of situation. Then I would have just lost all my life. But that's gonna wrap up the gameplay for today. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you guys have made it this far, especially though, drop a sub if you're not subbed already, and 94% of you guys that view my content aren't subbed, so I'd really appreciate it. Drop a like if you guys like supporting the channel. Comment down below if you what you thought of the gameplay and everything like that, or any misplays or kind of spin backs that you guys think that you would do. But that's gonna wrap it up for me. This is gonna be Jamonster with Opus Gaming. I'm out. Take care, you guys.